Well, hey y'all. Hey everybody. Welcome to Kina's Corner. Thank you so much for being here. I'm your girl Kina, and again, thank you for being here in my corner. Here on Kina's Corner, I speak facts, truths, opinions, vulnerabilities, and need to knows. If you are here, of course, leave me a comment. Let me know that you're here. Say hey or some. Leave a heart. If you have not on either platform, leave me a like. I'd appreciate all of that good stuff. That's the only way that I'm gonna grow. If you are here on Facebook, on Kingdom's Corner Podcast, or on YouTube, leave me a like and a comment and share and all that good stuff. That's the only way Facebook and YouTube is gonna know that you do enjoy my content. So I appreciate y'all being here and for your support thus far. So, hey sis, tonight is season 3, episode 9. Season 3, episode 9. We moving on. We moving on down. We're moving on down the road. So if you read this particular topic tonight, it says, should you sacrifice so your children have both parents under one roof? And I noticed I did quote unquote, sacrifice, because I think that word is taken out of context, like very often. Very. So like I get my topics like from real life things, like things I think people need to hear about and things that I see people discuss and just, pretty much real life. So this one was no different. Like I saw this discussion, like it was a while ago, but I saw this discussion. Somebody sent it to me actually, and it was this woman that was going through things in her marriage or whatever she was in a relationship, and there was a guy on this particular post, and I knew this guy too, but this guy was saying that pretty much the woman knew what she signed up for, so she should just stick it out like for the sake of her kids, and she should just make it work, make her marriage work no matter what she was going through, but she should make it work. So I did see this post, and these type of things I don't come in on and argue with, because those type of people, you ain't gonna win anyway, because for some reason in their mind they feel like they right, but that was just dumb as shit to me, you know. But this is how this topic came about for me. So this topic tonight, it can be a little touchy and tricky. And I say that because like it really depends on for you. Like you listen to this episode whenever you listen to it, if you're watching now, and then you sit and you think about the things that you may be dealing with, the things that you may be tolerating, or the things that you may be accepting. This is for you to think about, right? I'm not you. Um, so yeah, just think about these things that I kind of talk about tonight, or what you may be dealing with or going through or accepting. So, question for you. Do you think you should stay in an unhealthy place, relationship, a marriage for the sake of your children? That's the question for tonight. Of course, this is Keena's Corner. I got to give my input, but this is something for you to think about. I'm going to give my input. But you think about it. Do I think that you should stay in an unhealthy place, an unhealthy relationship, an unhealthy marriage, a place of toxicity for the sake of children? For me, no, I do not. No, I do not. Right? I say no because it actually does more harm to your children, right? To see you are either parent in an unhappy place. I hope y'all catching me, right? Because when you're unhappy, it's gonna affect your children too. It will affect them too. Like your children may start to become like angry or even scared, right? They may become or get to a place like where they don't even want to be at home because they know what go on there. Like they know what happens at home, right? And I know that a lot of people, especially women, like they have to stay in relationships or marriages for literally for security. I get that. I understand that. And it could be like security more than just finances. Maybe it could be something as serious as like this woman and her children having a place to stay. I understand that. I do understand that. But I just need somebody to hear me say that, like, when you choose to stay in an unhealthy place, an unhealthy healthy marriage, an unhealthy relationship, it's most likely going to affect your child or your children's, however, your children's emotional stability. Somebody hear me say that. In the very beginning, divorces or separations are very hard in the very beginning. And like honestly, it can be a pain or it can be like hard the entire like duration of it. It just it kind of really depends on the people, the willingness of both parents, right? But what they say is true. Like you really, if you really want to know somebody, just separate from them, just divorce them, something like that. So they can be very hard in the beginning, and even throughout. It just depends on the two parents, honestly, right? Um, in the beginning, for you though, it's gonna be unfamiliar to you. It's gonna be unfamiliar to your children. It's gonna be like a disturbance, a distraction, like, and of course, for your children, it's gonna be confusing. I get that. It's going to be confusing for you and your children, especially your children. But you got to think honestly in the long run, like the divorce or whatever the separation, more than likely y'all will benefit from it, like the children and you. And if this a mom or dad, in the long run though, this is how you got to think about things like this. I don't think you should stay in these type of unhealthy places for the sake of your children is what I'm saying. I need you to remember, y'all, your children are going to feed off of you and your energy. Hear me. Your children are going to feed off of that. Your children know when you're unhappy. They do. Your children know when you're not happy, and that your children know more than you will ever tell them. Take that from me. That's personal experience right there. Your children know more than you ever will tell them. They know more than you think they know. They feed off your energy. Your children know when you are not happy. Personal experience. For my ladies, whether you have little boys or little girls, right? You got to know that your children are learning from you and the other parent. They're learning from the both of you, right? And one thing I always say is very true. Children do imitate, meaning they're gonna repeat what they see or what they've learned, what they observed, right? They're going to imitate, right? So when you think about this, my children are gonna do what I do. Are you teaching your children good things when you stay in unhealthy places, unhealthy marriages, unhealthy relationships, in a relationship that you know is just toxic? Are you teaching your children good things? Is my question. No, right? Are they watching their dad mistreat their mom? Right? Are they watching their mom tolerate it? Young boys and girls, y'all, really honestly, I've said this before, they have literally just about two options, just two. They either learn from the behavior that they witnessed or saw as a child because they know that it's wrong. You know, they grow up to know that it's wrong, and I shouldn't treat anybody like this. Or they're gonna grow up and do it to somebody else, or they're gonna be either tolerating it because they thought it was right because they saw a parent of theirs accept it. So if you stay, then what are you teaching your kids? Is my point. Big point about it tonight. That's my main point tonight. If you stay, then what are you teaching your kids? Think about that, right? If you stay and your children see this and they grow up and they start tolerating it, or either they start doing it to other people, they're gonna feel like it must have been right because you stayed and you accepted it, right? They're gonna feel like that the dysfunction in the household was how it's supposed to be, that it's normal, that it's okay, that it's cool, but it's not. But that's what you're teaching them when you stay, where you're unhappy, where you're being mistreated. That's what you're teaching your children. Um, I don't know about everybody else, but for me, for sure, like I have two boys. I want my boys to see me being loved properly. I want them to see love done the right way. Not no toxic ass relationship, not nothing that I'm walking on eggshells, not nothing that we gotta argue every day, that I'm crying every day and stuff like that. I don't want my children to see me like that. Cause what they see, they may grow up and feel like that's perfectly fine and they feel like it's cool to go around doing this to other people when clearly it's not. But if I stay, that's exactly what I'm going to raise. They're going to repeat after me, right? The happier I am, I know the happier my children will be. There is a such thing too as your children like being at home walking on eggshells, and you don't want that, or walking on eggshells around you. Your children should not have to simply because of something you're dealing with that they didn't cause. That was good. That was good right there. Children know when something is wrong, y'all. They do, and you don't want an environment that your children is like down in, your children is depressed in, right? You do not want that. A lot of young children, like they are not their best. We all know this. They not the best at expressing themselves, y'all. But I'm telling you, if they turn up angry, if they throw these fits, if they keep getting in trouble at school and you don't know why, and something like this happened, it could be the very reason. If they turn up angry or depressed or something like that, and you can't figure out why, could be the reason. Could be absolutely be the reason. So one, like, I guess, negative side to this, you being away from whoever you're with, the separation or divorce, is of course is going to be the time spent with one of the parents, because more than likely somebody's going to move out, right? And then it's going to be an issue because it's going, like I said, it's unfamiliar, right? It's an unfamiliar adjustment to you and your kids, especially kids. You can deal a little better, of course. Kids cannot at this point, right? Somebody's going to see the kids list, of course. But and then for children going to house, of course, it's different, right? And the kids might not even like this change. But I just need you to remember, you've got to think more long term than short. This is temporary. This will change, right? But again, like, when you stay, whether you're a man or a woman, you are setting examples for your children, and you don't want your children growing up thinking that dysfunction, toxicity is okay or normal. That's not normal. It's not okay. I don't want my children growing up thinking that, it's okay to do to others that was the stuff that was done to me, right? If I had stayed, that's what exactly, essentially what I would have been showing them. That what happened to me was okay. That they can go do it to somebody else. I stayed and I put up with it. I dealt with it. I don't want to show my kids that. At first, it's going to hurt, y'all. It's going to be a change, but you got to consider, like, what toll is going to take on your children if you choose to stay in the toxicity in the long run, right? One good thing though, and this was actually a study, a brighter side. There's actually a study that showed, like, kids would say that sometimes they were actually happy that their parents got divorced because they had heard so much and seen so much fighting and fussing and couldn't rest and stuff like that. They were happy, right? So a separation or divorce actually, might be a relief to your children. It just might be. I'm all for love because always, y'all, is when it's done correctly, it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing when it's done the right way. I'm always gonna be the one to tell you to try to make it work. If you come to me, I'm always gonna be that one. But what you can't make work is a place where you're being mistreated, where you don't have any peace, where you're being tolerated, where you're being abused, or it's just simply toxic. That's what you can't fix. That's what you can't make work. Right. So for me, should you stay only for your children and because you'd rather have them in a household with both parents? Absolutely, positively not. Not only because, no, no. Do consider your children though, and make sure that you have their best interests at heart, y'all. Of course, we always consider our children. A lot of us sacrifice every day, right? That's the true definition, I believe, of sacrifice when it comes to your children, right? But I think that word sacrifice, in the terms that I use it in this topic, is definitely is used incorrectly in there. That's why I quoted it. So just think more long term when it comes to your children, y'all, and what you're teaching them, right? Just remember, at first it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough adjustment for you and your kids, but you got to sit down and figure out if your relationship or marriage is even worth being fixed, y'all, if it's worth being fixed. And then when you do that, your children should not be involved. This is hard for a lot of us. Your children should not be involved in this process, y'all. This is really grown folks' business. And I know it'd be hard sometimes to keep kids out of grown folks' business, especially things like this, because it's hard. You got two parents involved, but it is grown folks' business, right? If you're listening tonight, right, and you are here in this space, and what I mean, going through anything I've talked about so far, ask yourself, can it be fixed? Ask yourself, can it be fixed? If it can, the next question you got to ask, are you both willing to try? You and whoever you're dealing with, are y'all willing to try, right? I say often, keep on saying it. You can get in the ring and fight, but you can't get in that ring and fight by yourself. It ain't gonna go how you think. You can't fight by yourself. It's just impossible, right? When you are both happy, you and your mate, your partner, your kids will get good examples. But when you're unhappy and you decide to stay, y'all, it does more harm than good for your children. It's just pretty much my point tonight. It's gonna do more harm than good for them. What your children see, y'all, they either gonna think it's normal, like the dysfunction was okay, and grow from it, or correction, I'm sorry. If your children saw you in this dysfunction, they're either gonna think it's wrong and they're gonna know better and want to do better, or they're gonna tolerate it or go out and do it to somebody else because somebody in the relationship, somebody, one of the parents, somebody accepted it and they do think that it's okay and that it's right and that it's normal, but it's absolutely not, right? So y'all, your children are watching y'all, and over time, like they're gonna show you just what you taught them. That's good line all by itself. That was good. Your children are watching y'all, and over time, they are going to show you what you taught them. Either parent, that's man or woman, they are going to show you what you taught them. So, what are you teaching your child when you stay where you are unhappy, where you're being mistreated, where it's a toxic environment, where you're being abused? What are you teaching your children? What are you teaching them? Personally, y'all, for me, personal experience, I just had to get out. I had to ask myself, what would I be teaching my two boys? Right? I know we sacrifice for our children, y'all. We do this every day. But if I'm being mistreated in any form, that's for me, that's where I'm gonna draw that line. That's where I'm out. Right? What I'm gonna show my boys is that, you know what I'm saying, their mom valued herself, right? What I'm going to show my two boys is that mama was a little scared, but she did it anyway, right? Mama was scared, but she knows she deserved better, right? I'm gonna show my boys that mom was tired of, going through the same things, repetitive things, and nothing getting better. But mama finally decided one day to do something different about it. That's what I'm gonna show mine. And I hope somebody out there does too. Right? Your children deserve parents, y'all, that they don't deserve parents that are always angry. And what you think you're gonna be like if you know you're in a relationship where you being mistreated. You're gonna be angry, you're gonna be depressed, you're probably gonna be bitter, right? And you may take your anger out on other people, but your children don't deserve that. So they don't children don't deserve to be around angry parents all the time. They don't. Your kids deserve a happy you. So tonight, consider that. Consider it. I'm done. I got done quick. I'm hot, y'all. These lights, I feel like again like a hot dog on the grill at the 7-Eleven. Hey y'all, can y'all come in and say who in here? Before I get off here, I gotta ask y'all something. Hey, hey TT. Can y'all comment before I get off here? I gotta ask y'all something. Please. If you're here, can you say something? Let me know you're here. Somebody, anybody? Don't speak all at once. Are y'all here? Hey mother. Who here? Anybody else here? I see some. Well, let's see. I see some of y'all on here now. Y'all say something, please. Let me know you're here. Okay. Ooh, I'm hot, buddy. Can y'all say something? Y'all ain't watching me no more. I think y'all in here. Well, look. Um, I don't know who's in here, but so I guess if y'all come back later on and watch it, cool. Well, tonight is episode 29, y'all. Yeah, tonight is episode 29 in total. So next week will be episode 3. Correction, I'm sorry. I sound like I'm at work. Hey, mom, she done went from one place to the next. Tonight, y'all, is episode 29. Next week on Thursday, when I do another episode, it'll be season 3, episode 10. So that will close out season 3. Now, for next week, hey, y'all that's listening, don't click off. I got to ask y'all something. Again, I'm going to say it one more time. So tonight, y'all, this episode 29 in total. Next week will be season 3, episode 10. So that will close out season 3. That'll close out season 3. What I'm going to do is I have not done this type of episode before, but next week on Thursday, I'm really asking for y'all participation. If you could come on here at 9:30 live, I'm going to do an AMA episode, and AMA means ask me anything. So I'm gonna do an episode like a Q&A, question and answer. If you ask a question in the comments, I will answer the question. If it's and I mean like anything, you can ask me if you want advice or something like that. You can ask me that. If you want to ask me a personal question, I'll answer it. And I'm going to do this on live. So this is gonna go on the podcast and this will go on YouTube as well. So if it's something personal, if you want to just like inbox it to me and you don't want people to know your name, that's cool because I'm gonna read your names with it. If you want to send something anonymously, then do that. But that's the type of episode I plan on having next week. So if you watch this, y'all, if you want to leave me like over the weekend, tomorrow's Friday. If you want to come up with like two questions or something like that to ask me, that'll be great. Because like I said, I'm gonna answer them live. Anything personal question about me. If you want any advice, I'll do that. If you don't want to leave your name anonymously, that'll work. Just tell me don't say your name. That's cool too. But I gotta know. Or if you come on there live while I'm on there, you post a question, and I'll just answer the question. Apparently, you don't mind your name being read. But these will go. This episode will go on the podcast. So I'm gonna edit it, but I'm not gonna edit out your questions. STV vibes. Who's STV vibes? Yeah. Oh, well, I know it is the 4th of July, but well, I don't know. I may have to do it on Wednesday. I'll let y'all know if I change the date on the podcast next week. It ain't gonna matter to me though. But yeah, next week, y'all on Thursday, just bring your questions if you have any for me. It's gonna be ask me anything. Like I said, any advice. If you want me to answer a question, I surely will. If you don't want people to know who you are, just let me know that, and I won't, say your name. But again, these will be on my podcast episodes and then on YouTube. STV vibes. Who's that? Thank you for tuning in too. I hadn't seen you here before, so thank you. All right, y'all ain't really talking to me in here, so I'm gonna get out of here. All right, y'all. Well, I'm done. That was my spiel tonight on this particular topic. Before I get out of here, y'all, I wanted to ask that each of y'all go follow Kino's Corner podcast page on Facebook. Please go follow that for me. If you're not subscribed to me on YouTube, please do that. Please like the video, share it if you feel the need. I'd appreciate it. That's how I'm gonna grow. That's how I'm gonna grow with you sharing my content, y'all. If you appreciate me, if you like my content, you've been rocking with me. I share takes a few seconds. A like takes a few seconds. You following me or subscribing to me on any platform takes only a few seconds and it's free. Keena's Corner Podcast Facebook page is completely free. If you want to subscribe, they just gave me the option. It's literally only $1 a month. So if you want to go support me, I'd appreciate that. If not, that's cool too. I understand, right? But thank you nonetheless. So yeah, go follow Keena's Corner page on Facebook, guys. I'm available, of course, podcast wise on a bunch of different sites, a bunch of different apps and sites. So just go look up Keena's Corner. I promise you, you'll be able to find me and follow. So if there are times that you cannot get on here on YouTube and watch a live video, you can catch me, on the podcast sites. So do that for me, y'all. You can go back and watch my man. Thank you for coming anyway. Thank you, Dakota. I love you too, man. Salute. STV vibes. Okay, I don't even know who you are, but I thank you. Thank you for coming anyway. Appreciate it. Well, y'all, thank y'all for tuning into season 3, episode 9 of Keena's Corner. It's episode 29 tonight. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed tonight as much as I enjoyed delivering this particular message. I thank you sincerely for being here in my corner. I'm your girl, Keena, from Keena's Corner. I'm out, signing out. I love y'all. Good night.